Morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, the 27th of May. We're getting down there to the end. Um, Hopefully, you all had a good day yesterday and the lesson wasn't too bad. I saw a few pictures of what people did over the weekend, so thanks for putting that out there. Um, Yesterday was pretty decent. Did some outside stuff. I don't know about you guys. We got some bad storms last night. I don't know if you heard the rain. And it's looking a little icky out today, but we'll see. Hopefully, it's supposed to get nice so you guys can get outside. Our lesson today is pretty short. Um, there's really not a lot you have to do for worksheets or anything like that. You just have a story to read to you, and then just maybe talk to someone about it a little bit. Is all you're going to do. Okay? So we've talked about our strengths, the things that we can do well, and the weaknesses, the things that we don't do well. And we decided that finding our strong points and our weak points is self-honesty. There's another kind of self-honesty we'll talk about today. That is learning to admit when we've made a mistake. This is called self-responsibility or answering for your actions. And this is one that we really need to work on when we're at school. Okay, it's a really good one to be thinking about and at home. Think of a time when something went wrong and you blamed what happened on someone else or something else. Okay, so I want you to think about a time that something happened or went wrong, and instead of you taking responsibility for it, you blamed it on somebody else or something else. Okay? It could be your team lost the game, maybe in gym, and you blamed it on one person, okay? Or maybe you dropped a glass at your house, and then you blamed it on your brother or sister for bumping into your arm. Anything like that, okay? I'm going to read a story about this very thing. It's called Albert Practices Self-Honesty. 9-year-old Albert wasn't feeling very good about himself right at the moment. Most of the reason for his worry was the hurt and angry look Miss Waldron, the teacher, had on her face. She had finally realized that someone had taken from her desk the new ballpoint pen she'd been given as a gift. Albert was worried because he had taken it. Albert knew Miss Waldron would be really mad at him if she found out he did it. Maybe he could blame Omar, the boy who sat right by the teacher's desk. Just before vacation, his class learned that we feel good about ourselves, what we are doing, and how we treat others if we admit our mistakes and don't blame others when we do something wrong. Albert wanted to feel good about himself. He wanted to admit his mistake. He didn't want to blame Omar, but he was afraid. And that's the end of the story. So some questions I want you to think about, okay? And this is a good story because I think a lot of us can relate. And maybe it's not about stealing something, but maybe something went wrong. And you're scared to admit it, that you did it. But in the end, it'll feel better if you do admit it, okay? Because if you have to sit there and think about it all the time and is someone going to find out that I did this and worry about it, it's not going to make you feel very good, okay? So some questions. What do you think Albert should do? Should he keep it to himself or should he tell the teacher? And you can just kind of answer these as Mr. T says them. Answer them in your head, or if someone's sitting by you, you can talk about these questions, okay? The next one, you can pause it if you need to. How will Omar feel if Albert tries to blame him? So Albert said he was going to blame Omar. How would Omar feel if he got blamed for something he didn't do? The next one says, how will Albert feel if Omar gets punished for something he didn't do? So now if Albert tells that Omar did it and he really didn't, and then Omar gets in trouble, okay, how's Albert going to feel about getting somebody else in trouble and lying about what happened? Probably not very good. The next one, this one should be pretty easy. Why is Albert afraid? Why is he afraid to be honest? And a lot of times you're afraid to be honest, but like I said, it's a hard thing to be honest and tell the truth, but in the end you feel better when you do it, okay? What do you think Miss Waldron will say if she finds out Albert blamed someone else? So we've talked about this, I think, at school too, where if you blame someone else and then the teacher actually finds out what really happened, are they going to be more upset with you or less? probably more because you lied about the situation, right? So that's why we always want to be honest and tell the truth. Do you sometimes want to blame others for your problems? So if you have problems, do you want to blame other people? And I think that's I think everyone goes through that, where if you have an issue, you don't want to be blaming yourself for it, even though it's yours. And so sometimes we feel like we want to blame other people for our problems. So I think that happens to everybody. Not that it's a good thing, but it does happen to everyone. And the last one to talk about is blaming others for something they didn't do a positive or negative action. And that one should be pretty obvious, that it's a negative action to blame someone else for something they didn't do. Okay? And that's about it. So we're still talking about self-responsibility is our word, which means we're taking responsibility for ourselves and for our actions and what we do. And that's always super important at school, at home, when we're out at the store, when we can get back out to the store to do those things like shop and do stuff. So that's the lesson for today. All you have to do is watch this 7-minute video, okay? And then have a super day. Hopefully you can get outside if it gets sunny. I think it's supposed to, and enjoy the weather, and enjoy the rest of your day. And we only have a little bit of time left for school, okay? All right, have a great day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow on Thursday.